Hi everyone, my name is Ying, and I'm actually not sure if you can see my video or not, as in my face. I hope you can see it, and if you can't, and you can only see the PowerPoint, I'm really sorry because I'm not going to do a retake of this because, yeah, it's going to be 10 minutes long and I don't really have the time for that. So hopefully, if you can't see my face, no worries, just search me on the website. You can find my face there. If not, and you don't care, that's okay too. You can just look at the slides instead, and you don't have to see my face. So hopefully my face doesn't get in the way of the PowerPoint, but yeah, let's get started. And I know I titled this, well, my presentation something like a life of the Japanese uni students. And unfortunately, that only accounts for a little bit of my presentation today. It will be more focused on what I did throughout the internship, and that only relates to the last little bit for the business development. So I'm really sorry for those people who are keen. And I would love to talk to you about what life is like of being a a Japanese uni student. Unfortunately, I won't be here live. As you can see, I'm on a video. Well, if you can't see my face, then just imagine my face there. Um, so yeah, I'm really sorry I can't answer any of your questions. If you do have any questions in regards to that, I'll be more than happy to talk about it though. So shoot me a message on Messenger, but actually no, probably no, better on email. So shoot me an email if you're ever interested, and I'll be more than happy to chat. So to get started, yes, again, my name is Ying, and I was on the web design and the business development team for the Come On Out Japan autumn internship this time. And yeah, so I'll just start with my web design and what I did. So firstly, I was aimed to create a features page. So the features page would just go in more detail about what's so special about Come On Out Japan, Come On Out English, and all the things that we provide compared to our competitors, what's special about us. So you just go into more details in the general overview on the landing page. And for this one, I did plan to finish it within the first 4 weeks or so. Unfortunately, full-time job got in the way, which was pretty annoying. So this took much longer than I thought. I was aiming to create around 2 to 3 web pages, but unfortunately, this one's was the one that really got completed. And then for this one, I did have 3 versions of this, and I would just like to show you the progress because Gwen was like, "Oh, you don't know what to do? Show the progress." So this was the first draft I came up with, and it was very simple. I wasn't really sure. I was still new to the web design, doing a bunch of stuff that I can do. And ignore the pictures. This is for another company that was doing Facebook covers for. But then this one was basically what I wanted to do at the time was to explain, take the journey of going through the Common Our English experience, so all the little things that are what's special about us. And so at the end, you get the proven results and everything. So it was like kind of an adventure with us. And this, sorry, I didn't have the images when I was doing that, but it was just the floating ups and also the steps on how to sign up. So this was very basic, and I didn't really put any images on there because I wasn't quite sure whether I want to do this, and I just wanted to try different things I could do on the website, what kind of design looks nice, what the other things. So that's what my first design was all about. And then after getting the feedback, oh, that's not happening. So after getting the feedback from that one, I changed it a little bit for the second version. So it looks a little bit virgin. It looks a bit cleaner. It doesn't have as much images. So it was more text and more of the colors. So, but then for this one, I still had the timeline because I quite like the timeline, as you can tell. I was like, oh, this is cool. I never had seen this before. But just the real, a bit slight bad thing about that one was because it didn't have that much images. And with the hover images, you just need to hover it to see the words. And then Gwen gave the feedback about the UX interface. Oh, I can't really remember the name, but just something about it's easier if the people can just like find the information much easier than just hovering over it because it's not as intuitive. So you won't know. It's like, oh, I need to hover this to see the information. Some of them might not do that. So that's why you won't see that in the next one. But that was basically my idea for the second one. So this, oh, okay, so this came to the last one. So this is like the final kind of version. If someone wants to edit in the future, I'll be more than happy to let them do so, just to make anything look better. But this was the final version I landed with. So it's more simple. So it has all the images and also has the words as well. So you don't have to hover anything and you can see it straight away. So it's much easier and looks cleaner. But yeah, and that looks pretty simple to me, but I guess simplicity is what we're aiming for. Well, what I was aiming for right now. And then, yeah, maybe I'll play around with the web design if I had the time. Unfortunately, I didn't. So it kind of ended there, unfortunately. But I was also getting started on the 4Kids website. So it was more, sorry, 4Kids page. So what that was is explaining more aimed towards the kids and what they will get out of the program. So it was it's more tailored towards the kids and not really just give you like everything about the features. But unfortunately, that one isn't really ready yet because I didn't have the content. I didn't really know what to go with the ideas for that. So yeah, it's nothing worth showing you guys right now. But well, hopefully I'll get that done soon. Who knows? And if I don't, well, I guess someone else can pick that up. But yeah, I was really keen for that one. But yeah, that's basically for the web design that I did. Yeah, so that's web design, and I will usually ask, do you have any questions? But obviously I'm not here live right now, so we'll just skip on to the business development. And sorry if I'm boring you. If I am boring you guys, Gwen or Matt or Brian, you guys can just like 2 times speed me, so I'm like rah, and really go really fast. So next is in regards to the business development. My English is not working. Business development side. So the first, well, kind of major task I did was kind of the flyers for the the Global English Camp and the Com Online programs. So the Global English Camp, I made them all through Canva. If you don't know the website, it's really good for if you ever want to like go with designs, and they're really good as well. They give you plenty of ideas. So I use that one to make all these posters here. So just starting off with the Global English Camp, I just made the posters, put a QR code because I've seen a lot of posters with a QR code. I was like, oh, that looks nice and handy. So I had a couple of designs there, but this design was the one that most people said, oh, this looks nice. So that's the one that we settled with. And then, yeah, I quite like it compared to the previous posters. What I felt lacking, and so many people say it's like, oh, it's an information overload, which it actually kind of is compared to the posters that you see previously for the GEC camp, Global English Camp. And I do agree, but for me, the reason why I decided to put more information is because, for one, it makes it seem more legit. It seems weird, but the more words you have, the more legit it seems, I feel like. And yeah, it just saves the people just searching up all these information. Like, oh, what time is it? And it actually provides more background and details to get people excited. So that's why I decided to go with text. So sorry if it looks a bit bogged down with all the text. But if everyone thinks it's too much information, I'll be more than happy to like cut that down or whatever. But I think it's all sent out and ready to go. So sorry, maybe change that for next year. And then the two orange looking one looks on the right. I hope it's your right. It's my right. So those ones are for the Com Online program that was meant to be November this year and December, which I think never really happened. It got delayed back into January, which is totally fine because it's COVID and you don't know what's happening. So we just had 2 versions of this because this was more aimed towards the Japanese uni students. So we had one English, just in case it's like, oh, we can speak English. This is actually a legit English program. And the second one was the second one, obviously it's in Japanese. So the reason why we did that in Japanese, just in case for those people who feel that's too much English, I can't deal with this, but we just really want to be an open invite to all the Japanese uni students who want to give it a go. So we just put English and Japanese. English for those who want to challenge themselves, and Japanese just to make sure they do understand everything. So that's the reason why there's English and Japanese for that version as well. And it looks a little bit different, but yeah, it's mostly the same. So that's for that one. And then for the business development team, or whatever I did. So basically what I kind of did was like, look at the Australian Uni contact list, created a contact list for that. Look at the societies list, for the Japanese unis, just for, all the clubs and societies that Japanese uni has. Find their Instagram, literally stalk them, find their email, find their Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But I'll explain how the social media works in Japan a little bit later on this video. But then lastly, I just also find the Japanese uni emails, because I felt like that was a bit lacking. So I was like, oh, I'll add some in. So that's basically what I did. So that's the boring part. That's literally lists of contact information, hours spent looking for them. That's no fun. So we'll just skip past this. And lastly is a part that it's kind of related to my title, but not quite really. So this is about information about Japanese uni students and how to engage them. So this is basically purely based on my experience in Japan. So this is a very biased opinion. Well, I don't know how biased it is, but from what I tell, these were just my observations when I was in Japan on exchange during uni, and what I noticed about how Japanese students are different compared to Australian uni students. So I don't know if it's much different compared to American uni students, but it's quite different from Australian uni students, I suppose. So firstly, let's start with Australia. So sorry, don't know how much you guys take in America, UK, or wherever you are. So in Australia, how it works is we take 16 credits per year. So that is literally 4 courses per semester, half a year. So compared to that, so if you times that 16, times that by 3, so my course was only 3 years, so I only need to take 48 credits per year, throughout my entire degree. Compared to that, the Japanese students actually had to take 124 credits over 4 years. What that means is they have a much more hectic timetable compared to Australian uni students. Well, actually, maybe it's just my degree. Mine's like mine's like Bachelor of Arts, major in Japanese. So that one's more chill, I feel like, because I only had to go to uni for like 1 to 2 days, and that was basically it. The other time I would just spend doing part-time or doing whatever. Whereas Japanese students, for them to achieve that credit and actually graduate with all their credits fulfilled, they literally go to school as much as they did in high school, we did in high school. So the class would start at 8:40, I think was the earliest one, and it sometimes finishes at 6, depending on if you have a break in the middle or not. So if you don't, you may finish a bit earlier, but if you do have a spare throughout the day, then you probably finish at 6 o'clock. So basically that's Monday to Friday. So obviously they're very busy. And then, however, with most of the students, they actually have a part-time job as well. So they're actually pretty involved in their part-time jobs. Well, at least my friends were. So most of them will do part-time from 15 to 30 hours a week. Some of them are crazy. They will just do part-time throughout the entire weekend teaching at cram schools. I'm like, that's no problem. That's your life. If you want to do that much, that's totally okay. But yeah, so that would suck a lot of time out of them, because they will finish uni and they'll actually, some of them do part-time after uni as well. So they will sometimes do part-time until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. They work at restaurants or whatever. So, and on top of that, most of them are into at least 1 to 2 clubs and societies. For those ones, they do have a lot of events. So depending on what you join, you may have weekly meetings, weekly events or whatever. And then on top of that, you would also get what would you call that in Japanese? It's like a nomikai, but what would you call that in social drinking or whatever? Pretty often, because yeah, Japanese students, they drink quite a lot. Japanese people like beer, alcohol. My opinion, but yeah, maybe, but yeah, they drink much more than I expected them to. And so that means if they're not at uni, if they're not at a part-time, they're usually out drinking with friends or having social events with clubs and activities. So in essence, they're just busy 24/7. So how are we going to fit into the busy lives? Well, with Common Out Online, how are we going to fit into the busy lives of those students? That's what we were trying to think. And one of the ideas they came up with, it wasn't my idea, but it was English for the Common Out Online. One of the things they suggested was I think I'm overtime. Whoops. So one of the things they suggested was the English lounge, but for that one, I was like, I don't know how much Japanese students will go because they are busy all the time. But I'm actually kind of out of time. I think I didn't set a timer. I'm so sorry, but we'll leave it at that. And next, it's just a communication method. One thing that we do need to keep out for is Japanese students, they actually really like to use Twitter. Their Twitter is basically our Facebook. If you're my generation, if you're not, Instagram. If you're a bit younger than me. So they usually use Twitter to share all their personal opinions, and then Instagram is more private, I suppose, more for photos, and Facebook is literally their version of LinkedIn. It's it's going to be really official. It's all the information, official website or whatever. I'm just no, it's not. It's just Facebook. But anyways, they just take Facebook very seriously. So if that's what I came up with. So if we were ever to branch out into the Japanese market, what I was thinking was how do you reach Japanese students? What are their lifestyles like? What do they like? How do you communicate with them? So these were just some of my ideas I had with the Japanese university students. And I realized I should spend more time talking about this, but unfortunately I won't, and I'll stop today because I can't be bothered to record anymore. And you probably don't want to hear my voice any longer because I think it's 15 minutes, but I'm really sorry, but hopefully I see you guys soon, maybe, I don't know, but thanks for listening. If you have a question, shoot me an email or whatever. Try to get in contact with me if you ever want to talk to me. Highly doubt any of you will like to, but I'll be free and talking. So thanks guys, bye.